didn't determine it. And we believe it's inadequate. And I think I think we as a profession really have to start shouting that out. And hopefully at the end of the day, the taxpayers and the plan members will start putting some pressure on the plan sponsors and say, and the politicians as well, you've got to fund these plans. You've been getting away with murder for years. So, again, that's Illinois. That's City of Chicago. That's not around the country.
One follow-up on the comment on New Jersey this morning. If all the pension actuaries that live in New Jersey, a lot of them, would get more involved in reading the actual report, seeing what the actuaries recommended, if it's the GASB, ARC, whatever it is, take some ownership of that, get involved at the committee hearings at the state level, and you don't accomplish a miracle overnight, but the actuaries within a state can begin to speak out beyond just the retained actuary for the fund.
That doesn't work. No, this is New Jersey.
Can you give your name?
Literally. Yeah, Paul Angelo again. No, actually, it's John Berry. You got to look at these systems we're talking about. The politicians don't care about getting reelected. They're in districts where they go over and over again, all Democrat or Republican. You can't go there. But what I specifically wanted to get out here is, do you guys want ERISA? Do you want minimum funding rules? Do you want this? Would that help? To me, that would be ideal. I mean, you don't have to go face firefighters. You could say, you have to put this money in. They say no. Then, all right, we'll have to report you to the IRS. You're going to prison. That would seem like a wet dream to you guys.
But let's do a quick poll. How many of you in here believe we should have minimum funding requirements for public plans? Raise your hand. A few, not a whole lot. How many of you believe we don't need minimum funding? Okay. How many of you practice in Illinois, New Jersey?
I guess the question is, you might want minimum funding, but you might not want it imposed by the federal government.
Yeah, Norm makes a very good point. Is that right? Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't personally want ERISA type requirements. I think they were onerous, and I think they've ultimately led to the demise of defined benefit plans in the private sector. My own personal opinion. So I would not like to see that.
The federal government can't tell a local government what to do in that regard.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's correct. Yeah. Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, there is a states' rights issue, and it was pointed out this morning, there are many states where there are required minimum funding amounts already. And in some states, that works more successfully than others. Apparently, New Jersey has one where it's not working. There's many states where it is working, where they are being held accountable.
Yeah, it's interesting. In Illinois, even though the state plans and the city plans are not being funded, there's the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund, which my firm works on. They require ARC funding. The employers in it do fund at the ARC, and they're in pretty darn good shape. So it's not all plans. And that's the point, is that the plans who have funded, the entities who have funded their plans well are in decent shape. It's those who haven't that are in trouble.